Masanko is my name. It means to choose. I was born on the first anniversary of the first time that Malawians were able to choose their representatives. I was also born when Malawi was choosing to go from colonialism to independence and freedom. And I've spent my life working with, together, and amidst people choosing freedom from whatever ties them down.
My name is Kira. I was born 3 years before it was legal for my parents to be married in these United States. At that point, 0.3 marriages were interracial, whatever that means.
My name is Kiran. It means ray of light, usually sunlight, like behind the shades there. And if you ask me where I'm from, I will say I'm from the Detroit area in Michigan. And if you mean my ethnicity, depending on if it's a white person asking me, or a person of my own heritage. If it's a person of my own heritage, they would know. If it's a white person asking me, I will feel like you mean that I'm less American. And I won't tell you my ethnicity.
Thank you for having us come to share with you. Thank you for your openness to receiving our very deep and personal stories. Ndakuona, ndakuona, ndakuona moni, ndakuona, ndakuona, ndakuona moni, ndakuona, ndakuona, ndakuona moni. ndakuona, 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 morning, ndakuona, 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 morning, ndakuona, 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 morning. I am so grateful for having grown up with this song. I see you, I see you, I see you, and I stand before you, fellow human being, and I greet you with respect. That's what this song says. And that's what I expected, that anywhere I would go in these great American states, I would be greeted and seen as a fellow human being. But that's not what happened. I once went to visit. I was invited, pretty much like Unity has invited me to come here. I was invited to go to Utah to present at a church. The pastor of the church, her car, the plate was expired about a month, maybe 2 months even. And I said, aren't you afraid? I said, they never stop me. When I get to it, I'll go and get it checked. That very same morning, just after I asked her, I was in the car driving to the church. Woo, woo! She pulled over to the side. He came to the door. He was asking her about the expired plate, but all the time looking at me. And I could tell from the look on his face, who is he? What's he doing in your car? She was white. I was me. And she said, this has never happened to me. Year after year after year, I always renew late. But today, they stopped me. Ndakuona, 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 morning, ndakuona, 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 morning. I am a human being. I see you as a human being. See me as a human being. See, when we see each other with our hearts, the heart does not see color. The heart does not see, oh, you go to the gym. The heart does not see, where'd you have your hair done? The heart does not see, how much money do you make? The heart does not see any of that. The heart only sees one human being to another. I left Malawi in 1987, not in 1897, in 1987. And I came to Worcester, Ohio, to go to school. My father in Malawi at the time was a political prisoner. He had spoken up against oppression. He had spoken up against all of the things that were happening under our dictatorship. And so when I graduated from high school, I wasn't allowed to go to university, so I came to the United States, and I arrived in Worcester, Ohio. 1 week into my stay on the campus of Worcester, Ohio, I was walking downtown with a friend of mine from Cleveland, African American, a friend of mine from Kenya, and a young white guy from Massillon. And as we walked, a car pulled over to the side, and the man rolled down his window. Now, if you're walking somewhere and somebody pulls over to the side and rolls down their window, You expect that they're lost. They're trying to find McDonald's or Walgreens. So I went up to the window ready to help. How can I help you? And these are the words that came out of his mouth. Do you see any other monkeys here? Go back into the tree that you fell out of. And he drove away. Now I laughed. My friend from Cleveland, he started looking for a rock to throw through the back window of that car. My friend from Massillon was like, oh, Masanko, I hope you don't think we are all like that. I am your friend. I could tell the look on his face of horror. And I was laughing. And as we walked back to the dorm, they said, Masanko, why are you laughing? And I said, because I grew up with this song. Inde, 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 inde means yes, yes, yes. I understood in that moment. In fact, my initial reaction was, where's the monkey? Because I knew I was not an ape. Inde, inde, inde. From when I was this high, I was told, Masanko, always, every day, say this to yourself. I am a human being. I deserve to take up space, and my thoughts and my words matter. And in the 25 years that I lived in the United States, I had to do that. Not only in the morning when I woke up, I had to do it at 10 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock, and at 1 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock. When I was going into an interview, when I was going to buy something, I had to always say to myself, I am a human being. See me as a fellow human being. And there are people who have done that. Avon Madison, Joni Mizrak, Cynthia Winton-Henry, people, Phil Porter, people who have all said, Masanko, come be with us. Let us together change the world. See me as a fellow human being.
Sing to the chicken. Sing anything you want. It can be rock and roll, opera, country. Just sing and sell the chicken. That was what my very first acting teacher said to our acting class. And then he looked directly at me. You may sing an Indian song. Well, I grew up practicing the moonwalk with Michael Jackson. And now I'm supposed to come up with an Indian song? wanted to sing to the teacher. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. I didn't sing beat it. I did tell him to beat it. Try to use my conscious communication, but I was trying to be inclusive. He didn't get it. He didn't get that how he was going about that impacted me. I wanted to express who I was, not who he thought I was, who I was. But he didn't get it. So I quit the class. And I got a refund.
Did you know that when I enter Walmart or CVS or the shop on Rodeo Drive where handbags cost $1,000, I fully intend to pay for whatever I pick off the shelves?
Did you know that before I walk in any store, because I don't do Walmart, I remove anything that I've purchased elsewhere. And I keep my hands out of my pockets in order to not be dragged in and questioned.
Did you know that I do not own a motel? I am not a software programmer. I am not a medical doctor. And I fought my dad to claim my major in psychology. His reaction, what is that? Who's putting these crazy ideas into your head? You should be a doctor or a lawyer. Or it's because you're a girl? Allied health.
Did you know that expecting that the person who you met from Nigeria is somebody that I know when I'm from Malawi is just as weird as me expecting the person that I met from Texas is somebody you know when you've spent your whole life in Novato.
Did you know that the entirety of my childhood was spent answering the question, what are you? Not who are you, not how are you, Not where do your people come from? What are you?
Did you know, and somebody has said this to me, I am okay with black people, but I wouldn't want my daughter to marry somebody of that color. Somebody did say that to me.
Did you know that when I vet a therapist, I'm not just looking for their professional competency in terms of psychotherapy and the overall rapport, I'm also filtering for her cultural competency. And did you know that there was one such therapist who we weren't even talking about my family or relationships. This was the very first meeting, and she's like, did your parents have an arranged marriage? I'm not talking about that. Oh, no. But I spent time in India. So I know about your culture. I spent time there, like a lot of time. Like not just visiting, but I hung out there, so I know your culture.
Did you know that my very, very best friend in 6th grade would only play with me after school if I didn't talk to her at school? Because she couldn't be seen with me in front of the other children.
The longest running one-person show in San Francisco was titled, I'm going to paraphrase, I don't remember the exact title, but it was titled, I Am Not a Typical Black Man, or You're Not, what, do you remember? Genuine Black Man. And it came out of a conversation on a call-in show where a woman, I think, and I know it wasn't one of you, but from somewhere north of the Golden Gate Bridge, said to him, Brian Copeland, you're not a genuine black man. You take care of your wife, you send your children to school, you speak articulately, you have a house, you are on a radio show. And do you know that somebody has said to me on many an occasion, you are so articulate. I went to school, what do you expect? My people have been talking wisdom for thousands of years. What do you expect? But maybe I should write a one-person show, and I'll call it, What Do You Expect?
Did you know that I was the lead role in a play, and I still couldn't say I am an actress because that doesn't fit the image of what somebody of my ethnicity could be?
Did you know that we are human?
That we want to be seen and interacted with as who we really are.
That every day has another opportunity for you to find a way to be in solidarity.
Did you know?
Did you know my sister used to say I was the lucky one? Because my mom was white and her mom was black. And my mom would go and rent us an apartment or a house or a townhouse, whatever. And then she would move all of us in, my dad, my sisters, and me. And the second the landlord could find a way to break the lease, we'd have to move again. But I was the lucky one. I had 12 different addresses before the age of 10, but I was the lucky one. Yep. I was so lucky that my uncle decided to rape me when I was 9 years old because I took his sister from him because her family disowned her. Yeah, I'm the lucky one. Did you know that my mom kept me in the closet for a bedroom so that no bullets would enter my window? Did you know that the sleepy little town of Mill Valley burned our house to the ground because they didn't like that little mixed girl in their town? Did you know it took me 17 years to tell my mother that? And she still wrote him an invitation to my wedding. Because that's her baby brother. And I said, no, Mom. No. I don't want him here. And she said, oh, but he won't come. It's just an announcement. Mom, I don't want him here. Took me a very, very long time to understand that my being black was not the reason he did what he did. That I wasn't the only one. That I have a right to feel safe in my body. That even though the police won't do anything when I'm violated, even though the police don't send Amber Alerts for missing black girls, I'm the Amber Alert now. dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird, fly. Blackbird, fly. Thank you.
We are not just our skin color. We are human beings. We are not just our skin color. We are human beings. You are not just your skin color. You are human beings. We are not just our skin color. We are human beings. You are not just your skin color. You are human being. Keep singing. If you go to South Africa, if you come to Malawi, if you go to Nigeria, you will find Africans who look just like you. You will find Africans who look just like Kiran. You will find Africans who look just like Kira, and we are all African. If you go to Brazil, you'll find the same thing. If you go to Russia, you will find the same thing. Our skin color, we are human beings. We are not just our skin color. We are human beings. Jason improvised this music just from this morning. Sounds. Cindy, thank you for the invitation. All of you, thank you for the invitation.
And thank you for opening your hearts and letting us into them. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for remembering that when you leave this space, while we appreciate and we received many, many, many apologies from the first service, the apology should be in an action. The apology should be standing up for your neighbor or your best friend or your sister or your granddaughter. I have a grandfather who never stood up for me. And I ask you to find a way to stand up and be counted amongst those who understand that the reason we use the term Black Lives Matter is not because all lives don't matter. Of course they do. Of course they do. But when the house is burning to the ground, you start with the hose there, not all over the planet. Do you understand? Yeah. You start just seeing people where they are and holding them up and say, I see you and I can't possibly understand, but I will stand up. I will say, you didn't do that when the security guard starts dragging someone off for being black in the store, etc., etc., etc. That's how you honor this moment.
Ashe.
Thank you.